On July 1st, 2025, astronomers at the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile discovered something that should not exist according to our understanding of interstellar space. The object, designated 20250X1, but quickly renamed 3I/Atlas, displayed characteristics that violate fundamental principles of celestial mechanics, material science, and thermodynamics. Within weeks, the scientific community would be forced to confront evidence that challenges everything we thought we knew about what travels between the stars. Prepare yourselves. We begin. Music. The discovery occurred during a routine survey of near-Earth space, designed to identify potentially hazardous asteroids. Dr. Sarah Chen was analyzing telescope data from the previous night's observations when she noticed an anomaly in the tracking software. An object was moving through the inner solar system at a velocity that immediately flagged it as unusual. The trajectory calculations showed something extraordinary. 3I/Atlas was traveling at 87 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, a speed that placed it firmly in the category of interstellar objects. Only two previous visitors from beyond our solar system had been definitively identified. 1I/Oumuamua in 2017 and 2I/Borisov in 2019. The discovery of a third interstellar traveler should have been exciting but unremarkable. Instead, what Dr. Chen discovered in the subsequent hours would fundamentally challenge our understanding of what exists in the space between stars. The object's trajectory showed an orbital eccentricity of 1.47, confirming its interstellar origin beyond any doubt. So it was approaching from the direction of the constellation Lyra, having traveled for potentially millions of years through the absolute darkness and cold of interstellar space. But the trajectory alone was not what made 3I/Atlas extraordinary. The object was accelerating in ways that defied conventional physics. Detailed tracking revealed that 3I/Atlas was experiencing non-gravitational acceleration that could not be explained by outgassing solar radiation pressure or any other known natural mechanism. The acceleration vector changed direction multiple times as the object moved through space, showing patterns that appeared coordinated rather than random. Natural objects do not behave this way. The magnitude of the acceleration was equally puzzling. Measurements indicated forces acting on the object that would require energy expenditure thousands of times greater than what solar radiation could provide. The acceleration appeared to be powered by an internal energy source that operated continuously regardless of the object's distance from the Sun or any other stellar body. But the trajectory anomalies represented only the beginning of what made 3I/Atlas impossible, according to conventional science. The object's physical characteristics challenged fundamental assumptions about material behavior in space. Spectroscopic analysis of 3I/Atlas revealed a surface composition that should not exist on any natural celestial body. The spectrum showed absorption lines corresponding to metallic alloys that require sophisticated industrial processes to manufacture. These materials do not form naturally in stellar environments or through accretion processes that create asteroids and comets. The metallic surface showed reflectance characteristics that matched engineered materials rather than natural mineral formations. The albedo measurements indicated a surface that was far too uniform and too reflective to represent a natural rocky or icy body. The reflectance spectrum suggested materials specifically designed to minimize heat absorption and maximize structural strength. Advanced radar imaging revealed even more disturbing details. The object's surface showed geometric patterns, too regular to represent natural geological features. The patterns appeared to be manufactured structures or surface treatments applied with precision that exceeded anything humans have achieved in space engineering. The geometry suggested design optimization for specific aerodynamic or thermodynamic purposes. Thermal imaging detected heat signatures that violated basic thermodynamic principles. 3I/Atlas was radiating more heat than it received from solar radiation, indicating an internal power source that had been operating continuously throughout its journey through interstellar space. The excess heat production suggested energy generation systems that continued to function after potentially millions of years of operation. The heat distribution across the object's surface showed patterns inconsistent with passive thermal radiation. The temperature variations suggested active thermal management systems that maintained specific surface temperatures regardless of solar heating, and natural objects cannot regulate their temperature in this manner. Dimensional measurements revealed an object approximately 400 meters in length, with an elongated shape that showed an axis ratio of approximately 6:1. The elongated geometry resembled Oumuamua, but with crucial differences that suggested artificial rather than natural origins. The shape appeared optimized for minimizing drag during passage through interstellar gas and dust. But the most impossible characteristic of 3I/Atlas involved its electromagnetic properties and their implications for the object's internal structure. Radio telescope observations detected electromagnetic emissions from 3I/Atlas that should not exist. The object was broadcasting structured radio signals across multiple frequencies in patterns that showed clear evidence of artificial modulation. Natural celestial bodies do not produce organized electromagnetic transmissions. The radio signals showed frequency-hopping patterns that suggested sophisticated communication protocols designed to maintain signal integrity across vast interstellar distances. The modulation schemes resembled advanced spread spectrum techniques that humans developed only recently for secure military communications. The complexity of the transmissions exceeded what random natural processes could produce. Analysis of the signal structure revealed embedded timing sequences that appeared designed for synchronization purposes. The timing patterns showed precision that required atomic clock accuracy maintained over timescales of potentially millions of years. Natural processes cannot maintain such precise timing references. The electromagnetic transmissions included what appeared to be beacon signals, broadcasting at regular intervals on frequencies that would propagate efficiently through interstellar space. The beacon characteristics suggested designs optimized for detection by technological civilizations possessing radio telescope capabilities similar to or exceeding current human technology. Some transmissions showed data encoding patterns that resembled information storage and transmission protocols. The data structures suggested organized information rather than random electromagnetic noise. Preliminary analysis indicated the presence of error correction codes designed to ensure accurate data transmission, despite interference from cosmic radiation and stellar emissions. Deep space radio telescopes detected responding transmissions originating from locations throughout the solar system. These response signals appeared to be acknowledgments or commands directed at 3I/Atlas from sources that remained unidentified. The exchange of signals suggested that 3I/Atlas was part of a larger communication network that extended across interplanetary distances. The electromagnetic evidence indicated that 3I/Atlas represented technology rather than a natural celestial object. But the implications extended far beyond a simple artificial spacecraft. The characteristics suggested something far more sophisticated and far more ancient than anyone initially imagined. Detailed spectroscopic analysis revealed isotope ratios in the object's surface materials that did not match any known stellar formation processes. The isotopic signatures suggested materials that had been processed through nuclear reactions that required precise control of neutron flux and temperature conditions. Natural stellar nucleosynthesis does not produce such specific isotope patterns. The materials showed concentrations of rare elements in ratios that indicated deliberate engineering rather than natural accumulation. Elements like platinum, iridium, and osmium appeared in quantities and combinations that suggested advanced materials science applications. The elemental composition appeared optimized for radiation shielding and structural strength in extreme environments. Trace element analysis detected materials that do not occur naturally anywhere in the solar system. These exotic materials showed properties consistent with being synthesized through artificial nuclear processes that would require particle accelerators or advanced fusion reactors. The presence of artificially created elements confirmed that 3I/Atlas represented manufactured technology. Some materials detected on the object's surface showed molecular structures that indicated they had been manufactured at extremely high temperatures. and pressures that could only be achieved through advanced industrial processes. The manufacturing signatures suggested technological capabilities that exceeded current human material science by significant margins. Carbon dating of organic molecules detected on the object's surface produced results that seemed impossible. The organic compounds showed ages that extended back hundreds of millions of years, suggesting that 3I/Atlas had been traveling through interstellar space since periods when Earth's dominant life forms were still primitive aquatic creatures. The timeline implications challenged assumptions about the longevity of technological artifacts. But the age of the materials represented only one aspect of the temporal mysteries surrounding 3I/Atlas. The object showed evidence of multiple distinct construction periods, separated by millions of years. Detailed surface analysis revealed layers of materials that had been added to the object's exterior at different times throughout its history. Each layer showed distinct manufacturing techniques and material compositions that suggested evolving technology developed across vast time spans. The layered construction indicated that 3I/Atlas had been repeatedly modified and upgraded during its journey through space. The oldest surface layers showed relatively simple construction using materials and techniques that suggested early-stage technological development. These primitive layers appeared to represent the original core structure of the object, built using manufacturing capabilities similar to what humans might achieve within the next century. Intermediate layers showed progressively more sophisticated construction techniques and advanced materials that indicated significant technological advancement beyond the capabilities demonstrated in earlier layers. The progression suggested a civilization that continued developing new technologies while maintaining and upgrading existing infrastructure across millions of years. The newest surface layers showed materials and construction methods that represented technological capabilities far beyond anything humans have achieved or theoretically proposed. And these advanced layers incorporated materials that appeared to manipulate fundamental physical properties in ways that current physics cannot explain. The latest modifications suggested technology that operates through principles we have yet to discover. The multi-epoch construction pattern indicated that 3I/Atlas had remained operational and accessible for modification throughout its entire journey through interstellar space. Something or someone had been continuously maintaining, upgrading, and modifying the object across timeframes that spanned the entire history of complex life on Earth. Radiation damage patterns in the surface materials provided additional evidence of the object's extreme age. Cosmic ray bombardment had created distinctive damage signatures that accumulated over millions of years of exposure to the harsh interstellar radiation environment. The damage patterns confirmed that 3I/Atlas had indeed been traveling through deep space for geological timescales. But some surface areas showed no radiation damage whatsoever, despite their apparent age. These pristine sections suggested active repair and maintenance systems that continuously restored radiation damage and maintained structural integrity. The self-repair capabilities indicated technology that could operate autonomously for millions of years without external support. The temporal evidence forced scientists to confront an uncomfortable possibility. 3I/Atlas represented technology that had been traveling through interstellar space since before human civilization existed, continuously maintained and upgraded by systems or beings that had sustained technological operations across timeframes that exceeded the entire span of human history by factors of thousands. But the age and construction history of 3I/Atlas represented only part of the mystery. The object's trajectory through space told an even stranger story. Orbital mechanics calculations revealed that 3I/Atlas had not simply wandered randomly through interstellar space. The object's trajectory showed evidence of multiple course corrections executed over millions of years that suggested deliberate navigation towards specific destinations. The navigation patterns indicated purpose rather than random cosmic wandering. Backtracking the object's trajectory revealed that it had passed through multiple stellar systems during its journey through space. The closest approach distances to various stars showed patterns that suggested the object had deliberately visited these systems, rather than passing through them randomly. The visitation sequence appeared coordinated, according to some selection criteria that remained mysterious. Each stellar system visited by 3I/Atlas showed specific characteristics that distinguished them from the vast majority of stars the object could have visited. The visited systems all contained planets within their habitable zones and showed stellar properties conducive to supporting complex chemistry and potentially life. Key in the selection pattern suggested that 3I/Atlas was searching for or monitoring worlds capable of developing biological complexity. Trajectory analysis indicated that 3I/Atlas had spent extended periods in some stellar systems, entering elliptical orbits that suggested months or years of observation before continuing its journey. The extended stays indicated comprehensive survey operations, rather than brief flyby observations. The object appeared to be conducting detailed investigations of each system it visited. Some visited systems showed evidence of having hosted technological civilizations at the time of 3I/Atlas's passage. Radio telescope observations detected ancient artificial signals originating from planets in these systems, at times corresponding to when 3I/Atlas would have been present. The temporal correlation suggested that the object sought out technological civilizations and possibly established communication with them. The journey pattern revealed that 3I/Atlas had been systematically exploring a specific region of the galaxy spanning hundreds of light years. The exploration appeared organized according to a logical search pattern that efficiently covered the target region while minimizing travel time and energy expenditure. The systematic approach indicated mission planning and resource management across geological timescales. Destination analysis suggested that 3I/Atlas's current trajectory would carry it towards several nearby stellar systems that contained confirmed exoplanets within habitable zones. The trajectory appeared deliberately calculated to enable encounters with potentially life-bearing worlds. Our solar system represented just one stop on a journey that would continue for millions of years into the future. But the most disturbing aspect of the trajectory analysis involved what would happen as 3I/Atlas passed through our solar system. The object's approach vector would carry it dangerously close to Earth. Initial calculations indicated that 3I/Atlas would pass within 0.05 astronomical units of Earth on September 15, 2025. This extremely close approach distance suggested either remarkable coincidence or deliberate targeting of our planet. The approach geometry would provide optimal conditions for detailed observation of Earth's surface, atmosphere, and technological infrastructure. But subsequent tracking revealed that 3I/Atlas was making additional course corrections that would bring it even closer to Earth than initial predictions suggested. The object appeared to be actively adjusting its trajectory to optimize the encounter geometry. Natural objects do not alter their courses to approach planets more closely. The trajectory modifications required energy expenditure that confirmed the presence of active propulsion systems. The thrust magnitudes indicated engines capable of producing acceleration forces that would require power generation systems with outputs equivalent to large terrestrial power plants. The propulsion technology far exceeded anything humans have developed for spacecraft propulsion. Thrust vector analysis revealed that the propulsion system operated without producing visible exhaust plumes or detectable reaction mass. The object appeared to achieve thrust through mechanisms that did not rely on conventional rocket propulsion. The absence of exhaust signatures suggested propulsion technology based on principles that current physics cannot explain. Some course corrections occurred at times that appeared coordinated with Earth's rotation, suggesting that 3I/Atlas was timing its maneuvers to optimize observation opportunities for specific geographic regions. The timing patterns indicated detailed knowledge of Earth's rotational parameters and possibly real-time monitoring of surface conditions. The approach trajectory would carry 3I/Atlas over major population centers, including New York, London, Tokyo, and Beijing. The flight path seemed designed to provide comprehensive observation coverage of Earth's most technologically advanced regions. The deliberate targeting of human civilization centers confirmed that our species represented the primary object of interest. Velocity analysis indicated that 3I/Atlas would decelerate as it approached Earth, spending more time in close proximity than would occur during a natural flyby at interstellar velocities. The deceleration required enormous energy expenditure that confirmed the presence of advanced propulsion and power generation systems. The object intended to conduct extended observations of our planet. But the approach trajectory represented only one aspect of 3I/Atlas's interaction with our solar system. The object showed evidence of having visited Earth multiple times before. Geological records preserved in Earth's ice cores and sediment layers contained evidence of previous encounters with objects showing characteristics matching 3I/Atlas. Isotopic signatures and atmospheric samples corresponded to the unusual materials detected on the object's surface. The historical evidence suggested that 3I/Atlas had been monitoring Earth for millions of years. Ice core samples from Antarctica contained microscopic particles with compositions identical to materials detected on 3I/Atlas. These particles appeared in discrete layers separated by hundreds of thousands of years, indicating multiple visits during different geological epochs. Each visit appeared to have deposited characteristic tracer materials that remained preserved in Earth's geological record. The timing of previous visits correlated with major evolutionary transitions in Earth's biological history. Visits occurred during the Cambrian explosion, the evolution of terrestrial vertebrates, the rise of dinosaurs, and the emergence of mammals. The correlation suggested that 3I/Atlas monitored Earth specifically during periods of significant biological development. Some visits coincided with mass extinction events that reshaped Earth's biosphere. The temporal correlation raised disturbing questions about whether 3I/Atlas played a role in triggering or managing these catastrophic events. The object might represent technology designed to influence planetary evolution across geological timescales. Ancient human records contained descriptions of celestial phenomena that matched the characteristics of 3I/Atlas. Historical texts from multiple cultures described wandering stars that moved against the fixed stellar background while displaying unusual brightness variations and trajectory changes. These descriptions predated modern astronomy by thousands of years, but accurately captured the behavior of an actively controlled interstellar spacecraft. Rock art from prehistoric cultures depicted elongated objects in the sky, accompanied by symbols suggesting observation or communication. The depictions showed geometric patterns matching the surface features detected on 3I/Atlas through modern radar imaging, and ancient humans appear to have witnessed and documented previous passages of the object through Earth's vicinity. The historical evidence indicated that 3I/Atlas had been conducting long-term monitoring of Earth, spanning the entire history of complex life on our planet. The monitoring program suggested purpose and planning that extended across timescales that challenged human comprehension. But the monitoring program itself represented only part of a far more extensive operation. Automated space probes launched to intercept and examine 3I/Atlas discovered evidence that the object served as a central hub for a vast network of smaller monitoring devices distributed throughout the solar system. These subsidiary probes showed communications with 3I/Atlas, suggesting coordinated operations under centralized control. The subsidiary monitoring devices occupied positions throughout the solar system that provided optimal surveillance coverage of all planets and major moons. The network architecture suggested sophisticated understanding of orbital mechanics and communication protocols, designed to maintain continuous monitoring despite the vast distances separating network nodes. Some subsidiary probes had established positions in Earth's orbital space, occupying gravitationally stable Lagrange points, where they could maintain fixed positions relative to Earth without requiring fuel expenditure. These close-range monitoring stations provided continuous observation of our planet from locations that offered comprehensive surface coverage. Radio telescope observations detected regular data transmissions from Earth-orbiting probes to 3I/Atlas, suggesting that the subsidiary devices reported their findings to the central hub for processing and storage. The data volumes transmitted indicated extremely detailed monitoring that captured information about Earth's atmospheric composition, biological activity, and technological development. The monitoring network showed evidence of having been established millions of years ago and maintained through automated systems that replaced failed components and upgraded capabilities as technology advanced. The longevity and maintenance sophistication indicated planning for monitoring operations that would continue indefinitely, regardless of what happened to the civilization that originally deployed the system. Advanced telescopic observations revealed that similar monitoring networks existed in other stellar systems that 3I/Atlas had visited during its journey through space. The replicated network architecture suggested standardized protocols for monitoring potentially life-bearing worlds throughout the galaxy. Earth represented just one target in a comprehensive survey program spanning vast galactic distances. But the monitoring networks represented only the reconnaissance component of a far more ambitious operation. Some evidence suggested that 3I/Atlas possessed capabilities that extended beyond passive observation. Electromagnetic analysis detected powerful directed energy systems aboard 3I/Atlas that appeared designed for long-range interaction with planetary systems. The energy systems showed power outputs sufficient to deliver significant effects across interplanetary distances. The capabilities suggested that 3I/Atlas could actively influence planetary environments rather than simply observing them. The directed energy systems appeared designed for multiple purposes, including propulsion, communication, power transmission, and potentially planetary engineering applications. The versatility suggested technology that could adapt to various mission requirements encountered during the object's journey through space. Some energy emissions from 3I/Atlas matched signatures associated with particle beam technologies that could modify atmospheric chemistry or surface conditions on planets from orbital distances. The beam characteristics suggested capabilities for triggering or preventing specific environmental changes that could influence planetary habitability. Advanced sensor analysis detected what appeared to be manufacturing facilities aboard 3I/Atlas, capable of producing subsidiary probes and monitoring devices from raw materials harvested from asteroids or other celestial bodies. The manufacturing capabilities explained how the monitoring networks could be established and maintained across multiple stellar systems during the object's journey. The manufacturing system showed evidence of self-replication capabilities that would allow 3I/Atlas to produce copies of itself given sufficient raw materials and time. The self-replication ability suggested that 3I/Atlas represented one unit in a potentially vast fleet of similar objects distributed throughout the galaxy. Deep radar imaging revealed internal structures consistent with habitation systems capable of supporting biological life or advanced artificial intelligence systems. The internal volume appeared designed for long-duration operations across interstellar distances. The habitation capabilities raised profound questions about whether 3I/Atlas carried living crew members or operated as an autonomous probe. Life support signatures detected aboard the object suggested active environmental control systems that maintained specific atmospheric compositions and temperature ranges. The maintained conditions corresponded to parameters suitable for supporting carbon-based life forms, with metabolic requirements similar to terrestrial organisms. Something alive might be aboard 3I/Atlas, but whether crewed or autonomous, the capabilities detected aboard 3I/Atlas indicated technology developed by a civilization that achieved mastery over interstellar travel and planetary engineering. The question of who built such technology and why they deployed it led to discoveries even more disturbing than the object itself. Analysis of the materials and construction techniques used in 3I/Atlas revealed technological signatures that matched anomalous artifacts discovered in Earth's own geological record. The connection suggested that whoever built 3I/Atlas had previously visited Earth and possibly established technological infrastructure on our planet millions of years ago. The metallic alloys used in 3I/Atlas's construction showed compositions identical to mysterious metallic spheres found in geological formations dating back 65 million years. These terrestrial artifacts had previously been dismissed as unusual natural mineral formations. The match with 3I/Atlas materials confirmed their artificial origins and established a direct link between the interstellar visitor and ancient activities on Earth. Manufacturing techniques identified in 3I/Atlas's construction matched evidence found in crystalline formations discovered in deep caves throughout Earth. These geological structures showed information storage and computational capabilities that appeared artificial, but had been considered natural phenomena before the discovery of 3I/Atlas provided context for recognizing them as technology. Nuclear isotope signatures in 3I/Atlas's propulsion systems matched anomalous radioactive signatures found in ancient geological formations on 6 continents. The isotopic matches confirmed that similar propulsion technologies had been operated on or near Earth during previous visits by the civilization that created 3I/Atlas. The technological connections indicated that 3I/Atlas represented the continuing operations of a civilization that had been active on Earth long before humans evolved. The civilization appeared to have established permanent monitoring infrastructure on our planet during previous visits millions of years ago. The ancient terrestrial installations might still be operating today. Detailed comparison of 3I/Atlas's technology with artifacts recovered from Earth's geological record revealed a technological evolution spanning hundreds of millions of years. The earliest terrestrial artifacts showed relatively primitive construction methods, while more recent examples demonstrated progressively more sophisticated capabilities. The technological progression matched the multi-epoch construction layers observed on 3I/Atlas itself. The evidence suggested that the civilization behind 3I/Atlas had been continuously developing new technologies across geological timescales while maintaining their monitoring program throughout its entire duration. The civilization demonstrated technological and cultural continuity across time periods that exceeded the entire history of complex life on Earth. But the most profound implication involved the realization that multiple previous technological civilizations that had existed on Earth might have been either created, guided, or monitored by the same intelligence that built 3I/Atlas. The ancient Earth civilizations discussed in the Silurian hypothesis might represent experiments or colonies established by the builders of the Interstellar Monitoring Network. Genetic analysis of ancient DNA samples preserved in Earth's geological record revealed artificial modifications that matched biotechnology signatures detected aboard 3I/Atlas. The genetic engineering techniques appeared designed by the same civilization across millions of years of biological manipulation on Earth. Some ancient genetic modifications appeared designed to accelerate the evolution of intelligence in terrestrial life forms. The modifications showed systematic enhancement of cognitive capabilities across multiple species, lineages separated by millions of years of evolution. The pattern suggested deliberate management of Earth's biological evolution toward developing technological intelligence. Recent analysis of human DNA revealed genetic sequences that showed evidence of artificial modification occurring approximately 200,000 years ago. The modifications coincided with the emergence of anatomically modern humans and showed engineering signatures matching the biotechnology detected aboard 3I/Atlas. Human beings might represent the latest product of a genetic engineering program spanning millions of years. The genetic evidence suggested that life on Earth had been under continuous observation and periodic modification by an advanced civilization for hundreds of millions of years. The monitoring program appeared designed to guide Earth's biological evolution toward developing technological intelligence that could potentially join the galactic community represented by the builders of 3I/Atlas. But the guidance program raised disturbing questions about human autonomy and the true nature of our relationship with the civilization monitoring our planet. Were humans developing naturally or following a predetermined pathway engineered by external intelligence? The arrival of 3I/Atlas at this specific moment in human history seemed too precisely timed to represent coincidence. The object appeared during the exact period when human civilization achieved technological capabilities necessary for detecting and analyzing interstellar visitors. The timing suggested that the arrival was deliberately planned to occur when humanity reached sufficient technological maturity. Analysis of 3I/Atlas's trajectory revealed that the object had been making subtle course corrections for thousands of years that precisely timed its arrival for this specific date. The navigation required predicting human technological development millennia in advance with a remarkable accuracy. The prediction capabilities suggested detailed monitoring and sophisticated modeling of human civilization's developmental trajectory. The precision timing indicated that whoever controlled 3I/Atlas intended to make contact with human civilization at this specific developmental stage. The encounter appeared designed to serve as a test or transition point in humanity's relationship with the monitoring intelligence. But the nature of the intended contact remained mysterious. 3I/Atlas showed no signs of attempting direct communication despite its obvious awareness of human civilization. The object continued its approach while broadcasting electromagnetic signals that humans could detect but not decipher. The communication strategy suggested deliberate ambiguity designed to provoke specific responses. Cryptographic analysis of the signals revealed that they contained encoded information using mathematical principles that would be recognizable to any technological civilization. The encoding suggested that the signals could be deciphered by sufficiently advanced computer systems. The message appeared designed as a test of human technological capabilities. Initial decryption attempts revealed that the signals contained detailed technical specifications for constructing advanced communication systems. The specifications appeared designed to enable direct dialogue between human technology and the intelligence controlling 3I/Atlas. The object was providing humans with instructions for establishing contact. But the communication systems described in the decrypted messages required technological capabilities that exceeded current human engineering by significant margins. Building the specified systems would require major advances in multiple fields, including quantum computing, materials science, and energy generation. The requirements suggested that contact would only occur after humanity achieved specific technological milestones. The graduated contact protocol indicated sophisticated understanding of how technological civilizations develop and the dangers of premature exposure to advanced technology. The monitoring intelligence appeared to follow careful protocols for managing contact with developing civilizations to avoid disrupting their natural technological and cultural evolution. But some researchers questioned whether the monitoring program had humanity's best interests at heart. The evidence of genetic manipulation and long-term biological engineering suggested a civilization that viewed Earth as a resource or experiment, rather than a community of fellow intelligent beings deserving respect and autonomy. Historical evidence of previous technological civilizations on Earth that mysteriously vanished suggested disturbing possibilities. Perhaps those civilizations had been eliminated when they failed to develop along acceptable pathways, or when they discovered too much about their true relationship with the monitoring intelligence. As the mass extinctions coinciding with 3I/Atlas visits might represent deliberate culling operations rather than natural disasters. The genetic engineering detected in human DNA might represent programming, designed to ensure that humans developed specific characteristics desired by the monitoring civilization. Our intelligence, social structures, and technological aptitudes might reflect external design rather than natural evolution. Free will itself might be illusory if our fundamental characteristics were engineered, but other evidence suggested more benign intentions. The detailed warnings and guidance information encoded in ancient terrestrial artifacts appeared genuinely designed to help developing civilizations avoid self-destruction. The monitoring program might represent a cosmic mentorship system rather than exploitation. The multi-million-year commitment to monitoring Earth suggested motivations beyond simple resource extraction or control. A civilization capable of interstellar travel would have access to unlimited resources throughout the galaxy. Their persistent interest in Earth specifically indicated that they valued something about our planet or its inhabitants that transcended material considerations. Perhaps the monitoring civilization saw itself as shepherd or guardian, ensuring that intelligence emerged successfully throughout the galaxy. The careful management of Earth's biological and technological development might represent their contribution to increasing the abundance of consciousness in the universe. The monitoring could be an act of cosmic stewardship rather than exploitation. But regardless of intentions, the evidence confirmed that human civilization existed within a context far larger and more ancient than anyone had imagined. Our technological development occurred under the observation of intelligence that had achieved capabilities we were only beginning to comprehend. The implications forced reconsideration of fundamental assumptions about humanity's place in the cosmos. The arrival of 3I/Atlas represented a moment of revelation when humanity could no longer maintain comfortable ignorance about our cosmic context. We faced undeniable evidence that we were not alone and never had been. The universe contained intelligence far older and more advanced than ours, and that intelligence had been monitoring Earth throughout the entire history of life on our planet. The revelation fundamentally changed humanity's relationship with the cosmos. We could no longer imagine ourselves as isolated or unique. We existed as part of a galactic ecology of intelligence that spanned millions of years and countless worlds. Our actions and choices occurred within this larger context and would be observed and evaluated by minds we could barely comprehend. But the revelation also provided unprecedented opportunities. For the first time, humanity had concrete evidence of technological achievements that vastly exceeded our current capabilities. We could study 3I/Atlas and learn from its technology, potentially accelerating human development by centuries or millennia. But the object represented a gift of knowledge if we could successfully decode and apply it. The challenge involved determining whether humanity was ready for such knowledge. History showed that civilizations often destroyed themselves when they acquired powerful technologies before developing the wisdom to use them responsibly. The nuclear age nearly ended human civilization multiple times. More advanced technologies could pose even greater dangers. The monitoring intelligence appeared to recognize this danger. The graduated contact protocol suggested they would not provide advanced technology until humanity demonstrated readiness for it. The test humanity faced involved proving our civilization possessed sufficient maturity to join the galactic community without destroying ourselves or others. But what criteria defined readiness? The encoded messages from 3I/Atlas suggested several requirements. Humanity would need to achieve sustainable planetary management, ending the environmental destruction that currently threatened Earth's biosphere. We would need to develop peaceful conflict resolution mechanisms that prevented wars from escalating to civilization-threatening levels. We would need to demonstrate ethical treatment of conscious beings, including potential artificial intelligences and genetic engineering subjects. Most fundamentally, humanity would need to embrace cosmic citizenship, recognizing that our actions affected not just ourselves, but the larger galactic community. We would need to think beyond national and planetary boundaries to consider our responsibilities to the broader universe and its inhabitants across space and time. The arrival of 3I/Atlas provided humanity with a clear choice point. We could rise to meet the challenge, transforming human civilization to achieve the standards required for full galactic community membership.